Hello and welcome to show number, looking at my notes over there, number 5 for Quest for Fit. We're getting there, Adam. And today I'm sitting here with my co-host Adam, and my name is Luke, and we are recording videos for men that are between 30 to 50, not exclusively, but that's our experience. And today we're talking about our two favorite supplements, and I guess take into account Adam's a meatitarian and I'm a lacto-ovo-vegetarian, to be specific about it. So we get different value from different supplements. And I'll start with you, Adam. What's your number one favorite supplement, if you want to call it?
Well, we were talking about it just before. Is protein a supplement? And I guess the word supplement, if you're supplementing your diet, then it is a supplement. For me, protein is a supplement because I don't know, well, I'm a meatitarian, you're not. I do like eating steak and meat, but it's a fairly, puts a big burden on your digestive system. The other thing is it's not necessarily the most bioavailable source of protein.
No.
So I think protein supplementation is key. I would say it's the most important by far in terms of what supplement you should use, and it should be a quality protein supplement, and you should be spacing it out. And one of the things about protein supplementation you must do is within an hour and a half of training, you need to have a decent protein supplement.
Would you say before and after training, or?
No, I'd say after's more important.
Yeah. And in terms
because
of
the
amount of protein people should have, there's this myth, if it is a myth, it might not be a myth, about the 30 grams in one serving. Like, occasionally I might have 50 grams of protein in one serving. Where do you stand on that? Is that really reasonable to say 30 grams is the spot?
In terms of my own personal experience, I've found that keeping it around 30 is best. I mean, like you, yes, I have had more than 30 at times, but I feel sluggish. I feel that my body's less able to cope with more than 30, whether it be in a source of actual meat or whether it be in a shake.
Yeah.
I find the smaller amount more often is better than the larger amount less regularly. But having said that, from time to time I will have more, yes.
So your favorite protein is, your favorite two supplements are protein and protein. Would you say
pretty much
your favorite protein is, first of all, in the form of meat, but that's really not a supplement for you? And the second one would be a protein bar, shake. What sort of, any specific protein you like the most? Because I'm specific about this, I think.
Yeah, look, I've always been a believer in isolate. Yes, it does get into the body fast, in and out fast. Its half-life is short.
Yeah.
So you don't get the nice slow release like you might from a concentrate.
Yeah.
But I would prefer to use an isolate more regularly through the day, and get the benefit of that rather than have less doses of it less frequently through the day. Having said that, I'm actually, at the moment, I'm using Quest protein bras for between meals.
Yeah.
And I'm actually using, I think it's Urban Muscle Platinum Blend. It's a mixture of WPI, WPC, egg albumin, and concentrate. So it's a few different sources of protein. All in, I think you get about 9 grams of BCCAs out of every 30 gram dose of protein. So, yeah.
Hey, look, this is where you and I are a little bit different, actually, and reflected by our diet type. I do love Quest protein bars. I'm a bit dubious about their net carb claims, but they seem to still be 4 net grams of carbs because the rest is in fiber or in indigestible stuff. I enjoy them, though, kind of a really nice snack. I'll probably eat a couple today, actually. Where I'm sitting with protein is that as a vegetarian, I do things a little bit more weirdly than the most. My favorite protein is micellar protein, or micellar casein protein to be specific, which I guess as a meat eater you probably don't need, and it's what a lot of people refer to as the nighttime protein. But I typically start my day with it because it's a 12-hour digestion process. So I start my day with 30 grams of that and finish my day with 30 grams of that. The downside is I'm probably not giving my digestive system a break from protein, but because I'm not eating meat and I'm not digesting it slowly like you would a steak or something like that, or chicken breast, I think it gives me a good amount of protein throughout the day. And then I'll probably have 2 egg white, pure egg white protein supplements throughout the day. So I'll typically have 4 protein drinks. maybe 5, and I have an excessive amount compared to a meat eater because I can't get protein in otherwise in an easy format. I like beans, but I don't like them that much to eat that many beans to get my protein from that. And eating eggs is great, but I try to limit myself to 4 eggs a day. But I like single sources of protein, Adam, as opposed to you. So I really enjoy the micellar protein from bulk nutrients, and I usually get like chocolate or vanilla, but then I'll have unflavored egg whites throughout the day. And I guess that's my favorite source of supplement. And for me, I get great value out of creatine monohydrate, just non-fancy, straight micronized creatine monohydrate. And that, again, is because I lack creatine in my diet naturally. And they found, I was reading a paper the other day, whether I can believe it or not, and I didn't check who it was sponsored by, creatines in vegetarians supposedly makes you smarter than what you would be without it, because your diet is lacking creatine, your brain is lacking creatine, and it's used for some cognitive functions as well as muscle building properties. So I get a great benefit out of taking creatine. So have you tried creatine much before, Adam, and what do you think of it?
Yeah, look, I've tried it before. I've talked to you about this before.
Yeah.
I didn't find great results myself. It could be a variety of reasons. I didn't really load up properly.
Yeah.
I'm also a big caffeine drinker.
Yeah.
And obviously that is generally not recommended when you're loading up on creatine. Look, all the research, my personal experience hasn't been great with it, but I'm yet to give it a good go where I've done everything perfectly correct.
Yeah.
I do know that all the research shows really significant improvements, and they're even using it in age-related diseases at the moment, so not just related to muscle, but other diseases related to age. So, and they're getting good results in that. So, look, creatine definitely has a place.
Yeah.
I would recommend it to everyone. It's just that my own personal experience, I get really good results from what I do now with the protein and just managing
you would
that.
likely get enough creatine from the meat that you eat, I would have thought.
Well, it's possible, and like you said, I mean, that's where we get creatine from.
Yeah.
And the average body only stores about 120 grams of creatine. So it's not really that much when you think about it. So it's quite possible that, yes, I'm getting, because I space out protein, because of the way I do things, maybe I'm getting all I need from that, and that's why it doesn't work so well from me. Yeah. I'm due to try it again because it's been
really
many
cheap
years.
I buy like 500 grams of it from Bulk Nutrients, and this is not an ad for them, but I get most of my supplements from them because they're single ingredient, single source of origin usually, and cheap. Like 500 grams I think cost me $12 or something like that, and that would last an awful long time, 3 months. Should only really have, in my world, only have 5 grams a day to maybe 10 grams a day maximum. I think more than that, that's 2 teaspoons, too much. But I've never heard that about caffeine, Adam. Can you, because I love caffeine, I'm trying to cut down to 1 or 2 coffees a day. What's the interaction between caffeine and creatine? I've never heard this before.
Well, I haven't, this is going back a bit, my memory banks, but obviously caffeine is a diuretic, so it will cause your body to lose water, basically.
Okay.
It's a diuretic. And creatine sort of does the opposite.
Yep.
One of the functions of creatine is to increase the size and weight of muscle by drawing water into the muscle. So if you're at the same time doing creatine as you are drinking or taking a diuretic, it doesn't make sense, does it? So
I have been some morning having my protein shake with some creatine and a coffee for breakfast. So I may as well have not had the coffee or the creatine.
Yeah, so that was the theory as I remember it. I can't remember if there's a molecular interaction, but I mean certainly from that simple point of view, it makes sense that taking both, one drawing in water, one taking it out, it doesn't make much sense.
Yeah, that's like jogging on the treadmill and then eating a donut after it, thinking I've just been jogging.
Pretty much.
Hey.
Yeah, one of the things I haven't told you is for the last 3 or 4 weeks, maybe month, I've been taking GH Catalyst by Urban Muscle. I don't know if you've heard of that.
I think you mentioned it once to me on the phone, but I'm still at this stage not even sure what that is. If you want to spend
an Italian scientist did some research in the 80s. He did it on 15, 20-year-old weightlifters.
Yeah.
And he gave them this combination of amino acids. And what he found when he tested blood test for growth hormone is that he had up to a 700% increase in release of growth hormone for hours. The 700% increase was about an hour and a half after taking of the dose, but the effect of increased GH was for many hours after taking it. So it's an old study. It's in a very small population size, 15, 20-year-olds, so not really relevant to me as a 40-year-old, but the guy the supplement shop I bought it from said that he'd had 2 customers go out and test themselves. They worked at pathology, and they said that you'd have an increase as well. So I tried it on that basis. Look, whether it's working or not and releasing extra growth hormone, I can't say for sure. But what I can tell you, though, is my sleep quality is much better.
Well, that's probably the best thing you can do for training is sleep well. So if it works for
well, that's right. So worst case scenario, I'm getting a very deep sleep. And that's only going to help. So it's fairly, in terms of a daily dose, it's fairly inexpensive. And so, yeah, while it seems to be helping my sleep, I'll keep taking it. So
I think with supplements too, people kind of think that the more it costs, the better it must work. And I found almost the opposite. The cheaper and more readily available supplements like egg white and casein and cheap whey, as long as it's not protein spiked, tends to work well for me. Like, it doesn't have to be expensive to work. So, yeah.
Yeah, look, I'd have to agree with that, and we'll obviously get into more of that when we get onto our next topic. But I think there's a lot out there that just is expensive rubbish, and I think if you stick to the basics, you're going to get far better results doing that well than you are worrying about the magic cure-all that's going to fix everything.
Hey, if there was a magic cure-all to fix everything, I'm sure someone would have put it in a bottle and started selling it by now, and that's just not the case. And I think that's worthwhile wrapping it up. So Adam's favourite supplement is meat and then protein, and mine would be single source protein and then creatine. And again, please take into account, people, that we're both different types of people, and we've expressed that through this particular video. And our next one will be definitely have some differences as well. So everybody, thanks for watching us this time, and remember to subscribe to Quest for Fit, and we'll see you next time.